Okay, good morning. Let's start. Today we'll discuss about IAM. So IAM is basically identity access and management. So IAM is very important for AWS cloud. Okay, identity and access management. So this is mainly used for management purpose where we have multiple uh, multiple sections we have here. So first one is user and second one is group and the third one is policy and role. So we'll mainly focus on these four items in IAM. So I user is having its own username and password, username and password to log in AWS account. That might be either GUI or CLI, command line interface. The same way, group is nothing but collection of users, and we can manage permissions for the group of users, for the list of couple of users in a particular group. Instead of giving individual users permission, we will give directly permission or policy to a group, and we will add the users to that group. Then whatever the policies or permissions is applied to that group is applicable for all the users which are belongs to the particular group. Policy. Coming to the policy, set of instructions we are giving instructions in to perform set of instructions to perform any task where we will configure like allow or deny permissions we will go. Okay, coming to the role, this role is this user and group is for the humans. Okay, these two are belongs to humans. Okay, and role is also works same as user, but it is it is it is for services, or it is for services, not humans. And it is an assumption of a particular remission. Okay, so we'll see what is IAM and how the users and policies will have here. Okay, so before I go and create a users, first I will navigate to EC2 console and I launch two instances. Meanwhile, the instances will up and running, and we will go and we'll create the users, and we will see how the users are helpful whenever we want to perform any task here. Okay, let us take the instances. Ubuntu based instance we will take today, because we are taking generally Amazon based Linux AMI. So if you take that one, by defaultly I mentioned right here CLI, command line interface. CLI will be coming with that this AMI. So we will able to learn how to install CLI also in Ubuntu servers. Okay, we'll select the Ubuntu. In this one there is no CLI by defaultly. Choose a free tier eligible one and use our VPC only. Don't use default one. Okay, this IAM role is there, right? This one also we will discuss today, how this will takes place effect. Okay, Next, add storage. Next, add tags, security group. Choose the existing security group. Review and launch. Just launch this. Okay, so that time it was in mute. Come on. So today we are discussing about IAM. So IAM basically user management, identity and access management. Users and groups are there. These are the username and password. With the help of that, we will log into our AWS account. This is for especially for humans and policy where we are defining set of permissions to perform a task for the user or a group. So group is nothing but collection of users where you can define your own permissions or policies to a group and you will add the users. It is the ease of maintaining the users. Role is works say as a username and password user, and but it does not have any username and password, and it is not for the humans. It is used by the service, particular service. Okay. Role, let us take example. EC2 wants to communicate with S3. That means to copy the files or retrieve the files, we will use role. Even with user also we will do that, but without user also we will do. What is the advantage of role? We'll see. Okay, so for that one, I am launching two EC2 instances. I am launching two instances and we will test. So today I am launching Ubuntu instance. Okay, I'll show you how to launch that also. Okay, view instances. So let us give this server name as test server 1, test 1, and we'll launch one more server. Just launch the instance. Don't use this Amazon Linux AMI because our Amazon Linux AMI already packed with AWS CLI version. Okay, CLI is nothing but command line interface. Let us use Ubuntu. In Ubuntu, there is no default AWS CLI. Will come with that. Let us go with this T2 Micro free tier eligible one. Use RVPC. This IAM role is the right. This one also we'll discuss. That we will apply. Okay. Add storage. Configure security group. Use the existing one. Review and launch. While launching, just acknowledge it and launch the instance. Okay. So I think already you are aware how to launch EC2 missions. Same way we need to launch this mission as well. Now I'll give name for this test2. Okay, test server 2. So yeah, this server is will up and run in a couple of minutes. So meanwhile I'll go here into IAM identity access and management console. For any service, if you don't know where it is, just go here and just type IAM. Okay, identity access and management, it will come here, or else it is under management and governance. I think it is under management, under governance. Yes, it is not under management. Security and identity and compliance, IAM. You can see here IAM. This is the one we are discussing. Okay, now okay, IAM is there. So let us click on create user first. Users, create a new user. So set a group name. So is it creating the group or user? Users. Okay, first I'll create a user, then we will go to the group. So username what I'm giving, let us go back one step, and already test user is there. What I'll do, I'll just delete this user. One or more of this as a recently accessed AWS. Yes, delete it. Okay. Okay, just add here username test user 1. I'm giving both the access, programmatic access and AWS management console access. So what I'm doing here, in my AWS account, I am creating additional users to access my AWS resources to perform their given activities. For that one, I'm giving both the access, but it is not the case in real-time scenarios. If you need only programmatic access, then you will get only programmatic access. You want to manage anything in console, you'll get the AWS console privileges. So custom console password, okay, auto generated password, custom password, required password reset. See here, these options will be you need to choose. Okay, for first user we will go with these options only. Next user we will give our custom password. Okay. Okay, I'm not giving any permissions. Okay, I'm just creating the user. Create user. Now user is created. Let us wait. Yeah, so whenever you created your user, or you assume you are an administrator, you are creating your in your account, you are creating users. Then what you need to do, you need to download this and you need to send an email to your end users who needs to access this one. Okay, let's open this one. I am opening this one, and what I'll do, I will navigate to my AWS. See, you don't know, right, how to log in to this account with the credentials. Don't worry, here they have given already. The link also they have provided here. If you see the link, you just copy this link. Okay, copy this link. Come on. Okay, I just copied this and I navigate to here. It is not copied. Okay, come on. Okay, no problem. So I'm having the console link here else. Okay, just I'll copy that one here. And something problem with my Excel. Okay, I'll click on this. It will ask my IAM username and password. Okay, if you simply log into your account, what will happen? It will ask you want to log in as a root user or IAM user. Now I am logging as IAM user because already I got the link from my administrator. Okay, now what is the IAM user here? Test user 1. You can see here that is the right test user -1 I gave. Okay, then password. So what I'll do here, I will open this file with notepad. I will do. Okay, this is the password, right? This is the password I need to use for my IAM user account. Okay, just I'm signing in. So what is the step you have given here? User must create a new password whenever he is accessing. That was we given, right? That is the reason it is asking to create a new password here. Okay, so what we will do, I will change my password here. No, this is the old one I want to give. Okay, and okay, confirm password. So at the time of first logging in, your user will be is going to be changed their password. And one more option here, add user. I'm adding another user, test user 2. So I'm going with same access. Okay, I'm going with the same access. but I will use my custom password here instead of changing again password. Okay, that is as per my requirement. As per our choice, we can use that one. This is for testing purpose, right? But it won't be the real-time scenarios. So I don't want to change my password at next login. Okay, next tags, review, create user. By defaultly, if you are creating any user, he don't have any privileges. He does not have any privileges to see here. If you see here, there is no password. It is a custom password we given, right? So it is not come with the custom our password. So let us, okay, first let us test with the user one only. So I am logged in as a, you can see here, test user at account name I got, and default region is Ohio. But whenever you are logging with IAM user, you will get Ohio region is the default region. Okay, and this is my IAM account, IAM user account. If you see my root account, it is not having with the user at the rate account ID. It is a root account, so it is having, it's a name only. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll just navigate to any one of the service and we'll list what is what I can do with this account. Okay, so if you see here, I'm getting the API error because I don't have any permission to list instances or any other resources in the AWS. Not only EC2, if you go and list any service, S3 or any other service, okay, I'll get the same error because I don't have any privileges. So what we need to do, in the same way, I will log into I'll log into another account which I have created now. Okay, open with Notepad, and same console I want to write. I want to get this one, or else what I will do, for your understanding, just I will use AWS login. Okay, Amazon Web Services signing. No, not this marketplace. Okay, let us go back again. Management console we need to log in. Okay, just log back in or sign into the new console, sign into the console. Okay, I think already we have logged in with the test user one, so it is taking same as in new incognito window also. For this, what we will do, we will go to the edge. AWS console login. So this is how it will ask whenever you are logging in. So you want to log in with root user or IAM user. Just give an IAM user and get the account ID. Account ID you will get from this link. Okay, better just copy and use the link in the browser. That's it. Okay, I don't want to remember this account. It's IAM account. I will delete after our practice session. Okay, IAM user is asking test user 2. Password, I given my custom password, right? So I'll give that. Authentication information is correct. Please try again. Test user 2. Okay. Test user 3545. Okay, that is the account ID. and test user 2. Okay, now I'm able to log into my account. Even here also, even here also, what I will do, I will list any one of the IAM service. Even I can't able to see any resources. Okay, meanwhile what I will do, I have created okay, this is my main account, right? Where is my main account? Come on, yes, this is the one. Okay, so I have launched two instances, and first I'll connect to these two instances, then we will go further. So putty, so I will load this one and I will use username as Ubuntu because I have launched Ubuntu based operating system, right? So don't use EC2 user as for Ubuntu also. Ubuntu is default user is Ubuntu. Just click on open, say yes, and that's it. We are log into our Ubuntu machine now. Okay, same we will log into server 2 as well. Putty, just load this, and color default foreground, modify, just will change any other color. Okay, session, this one you need to use Ubuntu only, and the IP address of second server. Just open this. Yes, I want to connect my server. Just maximize this and use sudo. Okay, so we don't know how to install AWS CLI. Then what we need to do, just go and verify here AWS CLI installation in Ubuntu. Okay, just simply click that, you will get the commands. Okay, if you see here, this is linuxhint.com. I don't want to go with that one. I want to go with the official AWS documentation. Okay, so install and updating and uninstalling AWS CLI version 2. So earlier there was version 1 and now they have implemented version 2. So go with the version 2 only. Okay, okay, what we will do now here. Okay, if you want to download latest version, just use this one, or if you want to download a specific version like that is 2.0.30 or 2.0.20 25 like that, you can use this specific version, then you can go and use this one. Okay, let's download and use this. Okay, just copy this, and what we'll do, we'll just navigate here and use this one. So it is downloaded now. After downloading, what we need to do, we need to just unzip, just copy this, unzip this. Okay, so unzip also not there in Ubuntu. So how to install? So I have to get apt get install unzip. Okay, sorry, apt get. So unzipping also is done. Come on, quickly download this. Apt get install unzip F1Y. Okay, this is done in the server 1, server A. Now let us see the first command, unzip, right? This one. So now unzip is done here. Unzip is done here. Now you can just verify AWS version. Okay, before that we need to install sudo.aws.install. Okay, it will install. You can now run, and you can verify with this command, or else you just simply run aws version. So you'll get the what is the AWS version we have installed. See, 2.1.38, and this AWS CLI required Python. Okay, now what I will do, simply I'll type AWS. So I'm getting AWS help or AWS any command if you want to run. But in the same one, I will execute here in the another server where I didn't install. So it is telling you don't have any AWS CLI installed in this server. Just go and install that one. They are suggesting to install this one, but better use AWS official document to install. But okay, I think you got the understanding and how to install AWS CLI on the server. Now what I will do here, AWS EC2 instance describe. Okay, here it is AWS not there, right? Okay, I will go here and I will fetch here AWS EC2 instance describe or describe instances. Okay, so if you do AWS EC2 help, you will get a lot of commands where you can see. We are getting a lot of documents. How to request a spot read, replace spot read, like we are getting a lot of documents. Okay, escape and EC2. Okay, so now it is not coming out. I think it is hanged out. Okay, just duplicate session. We will take the duplicate session of the same one. Okay, I'll close the other one. Okay, okay, now what I am trying to do here, AWS EC2 AWS, after installing EC2 CLI, you will able to understand, like you will able to run the AWS commands. AWS EC2 describe instances. So unable to locate credentials, you can configure credentials by running AWS configure, right? So it is trying to connect to the AWS, but it is telling there is no credentials to communicate. So what we are doing in this IAM console, we log in with the username and password. We are able to log in and we are able to see that, but we don't have permission to see that. So that is the reason we are unable to see. But here, what is happening? It is asking credentials to communicate to the AWS. So how we will get the credentials? Already we received configure. This is server 2, right? I will go and configure credentials of server 2. This is the access key. Access key. Just come here, enter, and this is the secret access key. With the help of this one, CLI will work. Okay. Control Z. With the help of this, AWS CLI will work. Which region you want to choose? Default region is, my region is EU West 1. That was I want to reason I need to give here. That was I'm using also. Okay. Default output format. Currently you'll just give none, no problem. Now I will execute. I passed the credentials now. Now what I want to do, AWS is to describe instances. Now it is not giving the same error. If you see, earlier it was unable to locate the credentials. Now I passed the credentials. Now it is telling an error occurred. You are not authorized to perform this operation, because same here also you got the same error. Don't have any permission. That is the reason you are unable to see any privileges either in the console or else in the command line interface. For this, what I need to do, let's navigate to my IAM console and go to this user, and here if you see here, permissions is there. Only IAM user change password permission is there. Okay, add permissions, copy existing permissions. There are 3 types of permissions we have again. Okay, don't forget to policies. One is AWS managed policy, and the second one is custom policy which we will create, and inline policy. Okay, let us see what are those. Copy permissions from the existing user or else attach existing policies directly. So what I'll do, I'll give just administrator access. Okay, but real-time scenarios, no one will give administrator access to you or any of your users. Okay, that is now I have given to test user 1. Now I'll just go back to test user 2, and I'll give same for this guy also. This guy don't have any permissions. Okay, attach existing policies. If you see here, policy name, this red cube, like orange cube symbol is there, right? This is, if the symbol is there for this policy, it is completely managed by AWS. Okay, you don't have any policies. That means let us see test. Yeah, you can see here test user 1 policy I have already. So this is managed by me. I think this is managed by customer. So this is the 1 policy. This is the customer managed policy. Okay, let us use administrator access for this user as well. Okay, administrator access also. Let's next review and add permission. Now these 2 users is having their own permissions. Okay, now what I will do, now I have privileges here. Let us navigate to user 1, right? User 1 in this one. Yeah, let's refresh this. Just refresh here. What you will get, we'll see. You can see now the error is gone away, and I'm unable to see the instances because of my region is EU Ireland, where I have my servers already up and running, right? So let's navigate that, and if you see in S3, you will get, because there is no region specific in S3, you will get the list of buckets. Yes, you got this right. Now let's navigate and see the instances here. Okay, now you have admin rights. So what you can do, you can terminate your instances. You can do anything, whatever you want. You can launch the instances also. Okay, launch instance. Quickly I will launch one instance. any one instance just for checking. Okay, configure instance. I have all the privileges. I don't want to log in, so whatever the default things is coming, I want to go with that. Okay, just I launched it. Okay, now this instance is coming up. So this is for test user 1, test user 2. Now what I will do, I'll navigate to test user 1. So both guys are having same privileges, admin privileges. Okay, assume they are belongs to separate company, separate application. Okay, now I'll show you how this is different fitting here. So create a new group. Okay, this is what I'll do, development group. Next step, what is the policies? If you want to give to the policies directly in the group, you can go and use that one. Okay, or else you can just simply go ahead and create the group. Okay, this is the dev group. I don't have any users here, just add user to the group. Okay, I want to use for dev, I want to give test user. Okay, that is done. Now what I'll do, I'll go back again, I'll create development, and this is production. Next step, I'm not going to give any permissions here, just create a group. Now in prod also I will add my another user which is belongs to production group. Come on. Okay, test user 2 I want to add to my production group. Okay, now I have added, everything is done. Now I have given administrator access to these two guys, and these are belongs to two different groups. I don't want to see my production user, I mean production applications, production servers or any resources by other guys, other dev environment guys. How can I do that? But at the moment I given the admin access for both the guys, but this server, if you see here, what happened to this? Already we launched, right? We launched the instance now. Yeah, if you see here, this guy launched this instance, third instance. Okay, launched by prod user. Okay, prod user, production user, production account, they have launched this one. But this non-production, that means dev account also they are able to see, and they are having a privileges of terminating that instance also. Okay, if they are terminating, then what is the use of this identity and an access management? Then what is the use of this? Okay, come on quickly. Okay, it's coming. Okay, if you see here, we are having 3 instances are running. Click on this instance, and you see this one, third instance, it is created by production user. Now we are logged in as a dev user. Okay, see, production user server, I am able to log in, I am able to see this. Okay, and if you see also, if you just only read also, read, there is no issues. If you have a privileges write also, then there is a issue. So what is the read or write? Now write, you can see write is this one, instance state. I am having the options to reboot, start and terminate. Assume I'm having a terminate option also, then what I will do? So I don't know, this production user created one server and dev user is deleted, then there is a flaw, right? If you are giving admin privileges, that's the reason in production or in real-time environments we won't use admin privileges to any of the user or any group. Okay, instead of that we will use its custom policies, and we will restrict the policies or permissions to specific instances. How that we will do? Before that, what we will do, we need to verify from the command line also, right? Here earlier we got the, there is no, you are not authorized person. So now see, now I am an authorized person, I am getting the instances also. See, this is the instance, right? Instance ID I got. From where I got this instance ID? I got from this console. If you click on here, just paste here and fetch with this one. See, this is the instance. I'm having the privileges. This is not the only one instance. I got EC2 instance describe. Okay. Okay. EC2 instance describe. Something problem with this server. See. So what happened to this, sir? Okay, we'll test here in this server. Okay, here AWS CLI is not there. Okay, you know, now if without AWS CLI we can't go further, and we can't test in the server too. For that, what I will do, I'll just go here and I'll get the AWS CLI version and I'll install, and I'll show the difference between AWS user credential configuration, like unzip AWS CLI zip2, and it is now done. Now just you need to start the AWS CLI with this command. Now you can verify AWS version. Now it is given the AWS version. Now I will just execute AWS EC2 describe EC2 describe instances. So that means in the command line I'm okay, whatever the describe instances. Okay, the like we missed yes at last. Okay, AWS EC2, just copy this. Okay, done. It will give there is no credentials configured, but I don't want to configure my credentials. If I configure the credentials, it will get, but without credentials, as I mentioned, the role will also work. Without role without credentials, I'll also get my AWS console or services, whatever I am having in my EC2 console. How I will get that one? How I will get that? For that, what I need to do? I need to come here. What is the server which I logged in here? 29. 29 is my primary server. Okay. First, I will create a role. Okay. To create a role, I'll come here. Create role. AWS EC2 ES3. Okay. Okay. Which service you need to create for EC2, right? Next, permissions. What is the privileges you need to give for this specific role? We given there for user to be given, and he is able to list all the services, and he is able to delete the everything. Okay. Now in the CLI we are not configured. We have the configuration. We have the keys here. We have, if you open another notepad, which is the user one, here we have credentials, but we don't want to configure these credentials. With the help of role, we will get the instances. That's what we are trying to do now. So let us go with administrator access for this as well. Next, tags, next, review, give the role name is AWS EC2 IAM role. Okay, allows EC2 instances to call AWS services on behalf of. So we are allowing EC2 instance to call any AWS services behalf of us. That is administrator access we given. If we give only S3, it will go and it will call only S3 permissions, S3 services, right? Okay. Just create role. Okay, now role is created. This is the role I have created now. Now let's navigate to EC2, and this is the test server one. I need to configure this role. So for that one, just click on actions, go to the security, modify IAM role, choose IAM role, AWS EC2 IAM role I want to give here. Okay, just save this role. Once you save this role, you can come here to the server. Earlier we executed this command, we didn't get the correct response. What we got? We got the response that unable to locate credentials. Okay, now we are running same command. See, now we got. How we got now? How we got? With the help of IAM role, we got. In IAM role, what will happen? With the help of IAM role, what will happen, right? Okay, cd. This is something else it is doing. Okay, so power came again, so the power loss is there. Okay, just restart the session due to power disconnectivity. So this is coming like this, so we need to reconnect again to the servers. So it is disconnected, local network is disconnected, right? So it is, server will run up and running, there is no issues with that. Okay, okay, so now we are able to list. So cd dot aws this is tracking. Okay, cd aws. So I'm moving to aws, just I'm listing here. If you see here, credentials I'm having, just cat credentials. So I'm having the credentials here, right? That is the reason I'm able to go and I'll get. So if you see the same thing here, cd, if I go here, cd to dot aws, what happened to this? No such file or directory, because here we did not configure aws.configure, we did not perform any aws.configure. That is the reason we are unable to see any configuration file in the second server. So where we will get that one, so curl http okay, 169.254.169.254 slash latest metadata. I think we will use instance metadata, right? Okay, instance metadata we need to verify now, then we will able to see. For that one we need to http API token latest metadata. Metadata data. Okay, yes, I think that time I was given some wrong. If you see here, metadata, under metadata we have many things. So in this one, what we need to do, we need to see IAM. Okay, IAM. I gave the IAM here again. Come on, the server is very slow today. Under that I have info. Okay, so let us go one step back. Metadata. You see metadata, where we will have security groups, events, MAC network, public hostname, profile. Okay, we'll see in the profile. Default HME Ubuntu we have. Will be security groups, reservation ID. So what else we have? Okay, here you can see identity credentials. Yes, we need to navigate to that one. Come on, I forgot that. Metadata, identity credentials. Under that one, again we have EC2. Okay, under that one again we have info and security credentials. We will go here and we'll use info. Okay, this is where we are getting okay, role is configured for this instance only, but let me go here. Latest metadata I'm using for instance, I think. Okay, dynamic data. Okay, dynamic data we need to verify. Okay, dynamic. Okay, in this one we have only instance identity. Let us say document to PSA signature. Metadata. Yeah, man. Public keys, private keys. Where is that? Public key. Okay, this is something related to public. Instance ID. IAM. What is happening? Okay, come on. Security. Yeah, here we have IAM role again. AWS EC2 IAM role. Yes, this is what I want to try. I'm trying to get. Okay, see, I use this one just to get the metadata of our instance. Okay, we need to use this one. This is the fixed one. Latest metadata, under that IAM, under that security, under that credentials. AWS EC2 IAM role. What is the role we have configured? If you see this role, you are having access key ID, you are having your secret access key, and you are having a token. Okay, and when it will be expiring? This security token is expiring on when? Okay, at 9:58 sometime. It will be valid for 1 hour or something. Okay, with the help of this one, we got a list of instances running in our account. AWS S3 list. Okay, so we listed the AWS S3 list. So this means with the help of IAM role, we can communicate to AWS services. That means our AWS account, our AWS EC2 instance will actually communicate to ES3 with the help of IAM role. This is how it will work, IAM role. So if you see this one, I will use same command here. What is this? Okay, latest metadata. Still metadata I will use. Let us see whether we are getting IAM or not over there. Come on, what happened? IE is there. Okay. If you see here, nowhere here you are having IAM. IAM is not there because of there is no role for this instance. That is the reason it is not having. So what I will do here, just I will list here. Credentials is there, right? Credentials, or else I'll go one step back, and I list here. And what I will do, this .aws folder you have right here, this one I will delete here. rm rf deleted. Now you can see list. There is no AWS folder is there. Now what I will do, AWS same metadata I will execute, and I want to show you something. You got it here also. There is no now AMI AWS. I want to list. He's having admin privileges, right? This guy is having admin privileges, but he don't have any credentials. Now I have deleted the this AWS configure. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll navigate to the same server one. Yes, here. Just navigate to server one. This is the test server 2, where we don't have any particular privileges. So go to the actions, security, just modify IAM role. As of now I don't have any IAM role for this instance. Now I'm giving this EC2 IAM role action here. So now what will happen here? Same, if you see, I have modified to 130 instance. I have verified in 130 instance. I don't have any IAM here, and I don't have any privileges. Now what I will do, just I will simply execute this command. I am able to list the S3 buckets which are in this my account. And if I do metadata, I got IAM also. You can see here IAM. Okay, even you can verify here also IAM. Under that one, again security credentials. Now we got the EC2 IAM role. Immediately it will come. Last time it was not showing, so that was this little confusion there. You can see here, this is the access key and secret access key and token. So this access key and secret access key, not a fixed one. It is a temporary based upon this session. Okay, only this will validate for this 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour the session token. This session token will continuously vary every time, every threshold, every period. Okay, so now tell me, what is the best option here? So if you want to configure your credentials here under the directory. Okay, if I do ls, I don't have anything. ls-al, I don't have any .aws ssh. If I have that AWS, okay, then what I will do, anyone can have this access. They can access to that credential. With the help of that credentials, they can easily hack the server, hack the my AWS account, and they can perform anything they want. So for that reason, use the role instead of username and password to configure and get the things done. So now what I will do, Now this EC2, this user is having these two users I created. Two users are having each same IAM privileges. Now I want to restrict the privileges to only one specific account, specific EC2 instance. Restricting restricting IAM user to specific EC2. Come on, EC2 instance. Okay. Okay, we have some setups. Okay, you can get this policies in AWS document, or you can generate your own if you are an expert already. You know how this will work. Okay, I'm just copying this one. I'm pasting into my notes. So this is user 1. If you see here, this is our let me reduce this little zoom, then we'll understand clearly. See, this is the policy starting here, and this is the some kind of list you are giving. Under this one you are giving. So in the version you have two statements here. So one is effect allow and EC2 describe. If I give only describe option, he will okay, assume if I'm giving start instance, stop instance, or reboot instance, or terminate instances. If I'm giving these privileges, if I'm not giving this one, what is happening? We are unable to describe the EC2 instances. That means we are unable to read the instances. Okay, we need to allow this as well. That until unless you are not allowing this one, your describe action is not there under EC2, you don't see any EC2 instance. You won't be able to find any EC2 instances. Okay. Now what I will do here, what we are doing, just EC2 allow, EC2 describe, start instance or stop instance or reboot instance. There is no terminate option. Start to stop or reboot. Three options is there. Resource, on which resource I want to, ARN, AWS, EC2, and what is the reason? Not reason, region. EU West 1. And what is my account ID? What is my account ID? Where is this? Here, right? Yeah. I'll go here. I'll get the account ID. Account ID you can get from here. If you go down, you'll get here also. Owner. Okay. From here also you'll get, or else you will get from here this top menu. Okay. Just give this account ID here and instance. So we are giving for the instance, like we are giving for any instance, but again we are giving condition. He can see any instance, but he can only allow or stop these instances which instance it is having a resource tag of owner and owner name. Okay, so what we will give here, okay, owner, test user 2 I am giving, and owner. Okay, that's why I'm telling, and from starting tags is compulsory. Tags is very important to run. By seeing it is very simple. Okay, manage tags. So add tag. What is this? Owner. Owner is, who is this guy? Owner is test user 2, right? Owner is test user 2. Now save this. I'm saving the privileges now. I'm saving. So I gave tags here, but I didn't apply this policy anywhere. So I'm going here, and what I will do, I will remove IAM role for this guy. Okay, IAM role for this guy. Actions, settings, security, modify IAM rules, and no IAM role, just use with IAM role. Detach is done now. And now I'll go to this IAM and go to the user, or I can go to the group where my test user is there,
test user is under which account? Is in production account. So I'm restricting, okay, I'm restricting this user, production user, okay, group, permission, attach policy or inline policy. Inline policy I will tell you, attach policy. So if you create here, you will able to attach here. So for that one, what we need to do, we need to go to roles policy. We need to go to the policy and we need to create a policy. Come on, create policy. So here visual editor also is there. How to create with the visual editor I will show you in a while. Just already we have modified our policy. Just give here. Okay, just next review. What I will go test user 2 policy, create a policy. Just I'm creating the policy, same policy. What I'll do, I'll just copy to test user 2 also, test user 1 also. Okay, now I want to just modify test user 1, owner is test user 1, the tag. So go to here, navigate to this machine, go to the tags and manage tag, give the owner and the owner, who is the owner name that we were giving, and with the help of this, now what we will do, we'll see. Okay, now I will, so this is test user 2 is a production group. So production group is here somewhere here. Okay, already I applied for that particular user policy, but this policy I didn't apply, I didn't create it itself. I just created, I didn't attach this one. So create a policy, test user 1 policy also I'll create. Just go to the navigation and click this. Once that is done, just next tags, review and give the name to it, test user 1, and create this one, create the policy. So now we have created policy for test user 1 and test user 2. Now we will go and create, we will go and attach these policies to group or user, anything is fine. So production is test user 2, right? So attach policy, so we'll test with we'll fetch with the test user 2. Okay, attach policy, attach already attached the policy. Now you don't want to do anything, just go to the dev group, that is test user 1, test user 1 and attach policy. Now we have attached the policies to both the users. Okay, let's refresh here and navigate to the user accounts. So this is the test user 2. Okay, this guy only will able to manage only test user 2, that means test server 2 only, production guy. He can't able to start or stop this server. Okay, instance state stop. Come on. Okay, he stopped this one and instance state, okay, instance state stop instance. Come on, this guy is not having the privileges. Just we need to refresh here, the policies is not applied here. Okay, let us go to the EC2 dashboard, we will see. Okay, so I logged in as a test user 1. test user 1, I can instance state, start the instance. Okay, successfully started the instance. Okay, good. And test user 2, uh, instance state, start the instance. Successfully is also able to start. I think I need to verify. Oh, come on. Sure. It's my bad. If you go to the users, already I gave the permissions at the user level. That's why I said give the permissions at only one group level, then it will be good. See, administrator access is there for this guy, two guys. That is the reason both are stopping the instance and starting the instances. It's my bad. First I need to detach that administrator access for the individual users. Okay, let's go to the another user too, where he is also having administrator access. Just remove this one, detach. So now he is having only test user 2 per policy. Okay, now let me refresh here. Okay, now it is both are in running state. So let me navigate to test user 1. Test user 1, I'm now test user 1. Okay, I want to stop test user 2 server. Okay, stop instance. Okay, before that I just refresh here. Same with the test user 2 also. Test user 2 also. Now what I will do, test user 2, right? Now I'm logging in and taking action on this test user 1 server. See, failed to stop the instance because you are not the owner for this one. You are not the owner for the test user 1. So what is the tags we have? See, test user 1. The same way you can see here, connect, not connect, instance, stop the instance. He can stop the instance because he is the owner. This test user 2 is the owner for this instance. That's why he is able to stop. Okay, now this instance is stopped and another test 1 is there, right? I go here. Okay, just I'll read not from here, another account. Where is that? Okay, I'll just refresh here. So I am the owner for this test user 1 is the owner for this account. Okay, he will stop and start this mission only. He can't stop this missions. Okay, now what I'll do, I will start the instance. I'll get the error because I am not the right person. I am restricting with the help of instance state terminate. If you see my own server, I am going to terminate. My own server I am also unable to terminate because I don't have terminate power. Okay, and if you are getting the error, right, actions instance settings. Okay, let me do this. Instance state terminate. Okay, terminate. So you are getting this error. Okay, fail to terminate this instance, you are not authorized to perform this and all. Okay, this is the message. With this help of this message, what you will understand, now we are doing, we know, we are doing lab, then we are able to understand. So we don't have any terminate privileges. That is the reason we are getting. So if with this one, how you will able to understand whether you need to perform which task. Okay, what is the error, how you will able to understand with this task. Okay, which server it is running, 10 to 29 is running, right? Okay, 29. I'll log into 29 now and I will show you what is the error actually we are getting. Restart session. Okay. AWS STS decoder. Okay, you got some message and you want to decode it. How can you decode that one? That we will see right now. This is not the good one I am trying to. Okay, let us go here. STS decoder. Yeah, this one. See here, AWS STS decode authorization message, encoded message, and error code we need to pass here. Okay, this is the optional one. That is the optional one. Okay, let us see that how we will decode. What happened? This is not connecting. Come on, restart session. What happened to these two machines? Both are running, right? Test set 1 is running. 2x2 checks is passed and running 29. Okay, new session and use AWS Watchfly load and use 1.2 at the server IP of public. Use this. Just open this one. Yes, I want to connect to the server. Okay, so this user is unable to terminate this mission, right? So message we need to get from here. Let's copy this one, and before that we need to get the command for this. So now we need to pass the decode and this message. Copy this, give here. So once you give the error code here, you will get AWS. Okay, come on. Expected one argument, encoded message. And what is this message? Instance state. Instances running. Okay, that's why it is not coming. Okay, instance state. Just stop this instance. Yes, stop this instance. Now I'm not an authorized person to do this one. Okay, now I want to get this copied and come on. And I want to get STS decode authorization message, encoded message. instead of that I will use this one, encoded message. Okay, I gave that here. Now I will use this one. Okay, yeah, so with the help of this error we can't understand what is going wrong. Okay, you can see here with this you will able to see what is actual error you are getting, what is actual error you are getting. You can see, right? This one you can copy to your notepad and you can verify. Just I want to show you how to decode any message. How to decode this issues whenever you are getting this one. If you have notepad plus plus, just remove the slash and you will get this one. Or else there is one more like very good this one is there, JQ is there. You can install JQ and you can query decoder message output text into the JQ and it will store in your file in the dot location, and you can simply, it will looks like this one if you are writing into with the help of JQ. So what is the error, everything you will able to see instead of that decoder message. Okay, just I want to show you how you can decode this message in your future if you get any errors. So okay, you're able to see, right? That is how you can, this is the user 2 is logging here and user 1 server is unable to terminate. That is how you need to work, and you need to give the privileges to specific IAM users with the help of IAM, identity access and management. That is how the policies we can restrict to a specific user and groups, and we can enable that one. We will see tomorrow. That's like we have like little few more concept left with IAM. We'll discuss how to enable MFA and what are the least privileges we can give, and how the deny and allow will works. What are the IAM principles and what is the other benefits we have with the IAM. Okay, that's it.